Hi, it's Lucy, and today I'm here to do my November TBR. So the lighting's not great because I waited till the evening to do this. So apologies, I still haven't taken out my lighting kit. I actually don't even know where it is. And also my new cat is going crazy right now. This is my new cat. His name is Tucker. I love him. He loves me. He looks like he loves me, doesn't he? Anyway, this is my November TBR. So I have my bullet journal spread. Hey, stop it. I keep getting distracted. Okay, so I have my bullet journal spread. This TBR is gonna be pretty short and sweet. I'm not fully planning out my month. I'm not taking part in any readathons as far as I know. First, let's talk about the book that I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading The Little Book of Hygge, don't know how to say it, by Mike Wicking. I'm like 45% of the way through it. And this is basically about like the Danish way of happy living, because Denmark has a country that's like the happiest country, and Mike Wicking thinks the reason that is because of Hygge. I don't know how to say it still. It doesn't actually tell you how to pronounce it. Yeah, which just means like kind of like happiness. It's like closest to, according to the book, like homeliness or hominess in like English. So it's about how like they live happily, and it's a pretty interesting read right now. And it's not really for nonfiction November because I started in October. I'm gonna try and add on an additional nonfiction book this month, kind of for nonfiction November, but like not really. I don't know. I'm like sort of taking part in it, but it's not really a readathon. I'm not following any of the prompts or anything. Next, let's talk about my random picks. If you don't know, every month or whenever I feel like it, I choose 3 books randomly, usually through the numbers you give me in the comments. And I choose one of those 3 random books to read during the month, and they all come from my Goodreads TBR. And if you want to be part of next month's random picks, just leave me a number down below between 1 and 439. And the first random pick for this month is A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney. I actually started this book a couple of months ago, and I got like 10 or 15% of the way through, but then I didn't listen to it fast enough, and I had to give the audiobook back to the library. So I just requested the ebook and the audiobook again, and I got the ebook. We'll see if I get the audiobook in time. A Blade So Black is a modern Alice in Wonderland retelling. We follow Alice, who lives in modern day Atlanta, which is where I live, and she ends up going down the rabbit hole, so to speak, and she has to go to Wonderland. I don't remember if that's what it is actually called. Sorry if you can hear the jumping. I don't know what my cat is doing. What are you doing? And she goes to Wonderland to defeat the monsters that are there so they don't get into the real world. And then something happens where the person who like trained her goes missing, and it's up to her to save him. And she's also dealing with like regular teenage living. Next we have Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I feel like this has come up multiple times and I just never get to it. I don't remember what this is about exactly. I think it's about a man who discovers like the underground of London is like a different world, and that's all I really know. And the third random pick is A Madness So Discreet by Mindy McGinnis. This would be my first Mindy McGinnis if I decide to read it. And this follows a girl who gets sent to like an asylum, I think, and then she's like enlisted to help the doctor there. I think that's this book. I'm not 100% sure, as you can guess, but it does sound interesting to me. That's why it's on my Goodreads TBR, and hopefully, I'm not sure which of the random picks I'll get to. Most likely it'll be Neverwhere, just because I already own it, or it might be whichever one I get the audiobook for. The next section of this video will be ARCs that I have to read this month. If you don't know, ARCs stands for Advanced Reader's Copy, and publishers send this to reviewers in order to review books, hopefully before they come out, but in my case, it's usually not before they came out. Both of these books have already come out, but I still want to read them. So both of these books also came from NetGalley. The first book is Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. This follows a Black girl. I don't remember where she lives, but she is HIV positive. And I remember in someone's like reading vlog or something, they read this and they said that it reminded them of Simon versus the Homo sapiens, because someone finds out she's HIV positive and it's kind of like blackmailing her or like threatening to tell people about it. But mostly I know this just follows her living her life as she's HIV positive. I've also heard it's pretty sex positive. I'm not sure. And I also like looked up the author, and apparently they're like younger than me, which is really interesting. So good for her. And yeah, I think she's like 19 or something. Like she's a freshman in college, which is really cool. Oh, and Full Disclosure came out on October 29th, I want to say, the end of October. So it's like recently out if you want to get it. And the second book is The Grace Year by Kim Liggett. this is, I feel like I'm so bad at giving a synopsis. This is basically put into a more sexist society, I guess, where girls can only dream of like getting married or getting chosen by men or something. But before that can happen, when the girls turn 16, they're sent away for their grace year. And like, I don't really know what happens, but not every girl comes back. So it's like dangerous. And like, I think like men like try and like take them or like harm them, like wherever they go. So yeah, it sounds really interesting. I've heard it compared to like The Handmaid's Tale and some other books like that. So I'm interested in reading it. Hopefully it's good. And lastly, here are just some books that I either got the audiobook for recently from my library, or I just want to read them for whatever reason. These aren't all the books that I'm going to read this month, just because I want to give myself some leeway, but I just wanted to share some books with you since this is my November TBR. So first we have House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones. This is the third book in like the Howl's Moving Castle series. I'm not sure what the series is called, but the first book is Howl's Moving Castle, which I'm sure you've heard of. It's a very popular Miyazaki movie. So yeah, and I love that movie. I've seen it, like that's probably my most seen movie. And I did read the first and second book in the past few years, and they're fun reads. I don't love them, but I'm interested in just finishing the series. I don't know what my cat is doing. What is that? He's like on the hunt constantly all of a sudden. Okay, I have to play with him after this because he's crazy. Yeah, so this one, I don't even know what House of Many Ways follows. This is like a companion series, but I think it might follow the characters from Howl's Moving Castle. I could also be making that up, so don't quote me. Next we have We Are Never Meeting in Real Life by Samantha Irby. This is the other nonfiction book I want to read, kind of for Nonfiction November. And this is an essay collection by Samantha Irby. I've heard it's really funny. When I bought it, I like read a couple of like pages and it seemed funny to me. That's a bookmark. And yeah, I'm interested in reading it. And lastly, we have When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie McLemore. I don't know how to say her name exactly. I've been saying Micklemore, but I think it's like McLemore. So yeah, I've been really interested in reading Anna Marie McLemore's books since I've read like 3 of her short stories in various short story collections, and I've loved each of them. So I really want to read one of her full novels. This was on my 2019 TBR that I've kind of let go by the wayside. So I want to try and get back on track. I'm really far behind, so I'm probably not going to get all of them read, but at least give an attempt. And yeah, this follows, I don't even know what this follows. This follows 2 best friends. I'm really not sure. I know that this has a lot of magical realism, which is why I loved Anna Marie McLemore's writing. I think it's really beautiful in like the short story collections that I've read. I know that the boy grows like roses from his wrists, and then people in the town like want those roses for whatever reason. And the girl, or maybe the girl grows roses, the boy paints moons, and the boy is a trans boy, I think. So I'm excited to read it. I love magical realism. So those are all the books that I'm going to be talking about in this video. Like I said, these aren't all the books that I'm going to be reading, but my cat is really going crazy. Or actually he's eating, he's fine. Once again, if you want to take part in like next month's random picks, I might not do a TBR next month. The next random pick I do, leave a comment down below with the number 1 and 439. Also leave a comment down below if you have any opinions about any of the books that I mentioned. If you want to tell me what's on your November TBR, that'd be cool. Let me know if you are participating in Nonfiction November. Also, just a reminder, I have my channel survey up in the description. It's just a survey about my channel, and you answer questions about my channel, and they help me make my channel better. So I'd really appreciate it if you took that survey. I think that's it for the description box. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I post a video. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.